Hello everyone. Today we will see advanced topic in GitLab CI. So previously we have seen one demo of basic pipeline. So moving ahead we will see some of the advanced topics. So few advanced topic that we will see today are CI/CD variables, how to use CI/CD variables. Uh, After that, we will see caching, approval, artifact generation, job dependencies, predefined variables, extend keyword, retry keyword, include how to create reusable templates, then rules, and then artifacts. Okay, so let's begin with the CI/CD variable. So let's consider like this is one of our project that we have used previously to create our basic CI/CD pipeline. So we have seen this previously. Now let's consider like how to create a global variables that we can define at a global level, at project level, and very few people will have access to that variable. Okay, so to create a global variable, we go to settings. Then we click on CI/CD. So in this, like there are multiple configurations are there, but we are concerned about variables. So click on variables, and inside this you can create a variable that you can reuse in multiple pipelines in the same project. Okay, so this is our CI/CD variable. So click on add, and you can define you can create a type of variable or file. So for now we are going to create variable type. Protected variables are variables which will be available just for protected branches. So protected branch is our main branch, that is like we want to protect from unnecessary delete or unintentional delete. And okay, but if you want to create a variable, that should be available to all the branches, not just for protected branch but also for non-protected branch. In that case, just unselect this. Mask variable means like you are creating some variable which have like sensitive data, consider like a password or API key, and you don't want to expose that in your logs. Okay, so if someone is try to do like echo and variable name, that should not be get visible in logs. So in that case you can mask it. If you mask it, it will be like printed as like star 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 or dot dot dot. Okay, so this is for that purpose. And we can expand variable reference, means like we can refer this variable in our GitLab CI by using $sign. Okay, so let's create one variable, and let's see like how it look like. Okay, so test, let's give the name as test variable 1. Okay, and let's keep value as value 1. Okay, so this is one variable. Let's create one mask variable also. Okay, so let's consider like we are creating mask variable, and give the key name as test variable 2 and value as sensitive. Okay, or secret. Okay, so add variable. Okay, so we have created two variables, test variable 1, test variable 2. Okay, so by default values we can't see it, but if you want to see the values, you can click on reveal values and then hide values. Okay, if you want to delete or modify, you can click on this edit button and you can modify these values. Okay, save changes. And other thing is like to view only, let's click again. Okay, let's close from here and cancel this. Okay, So this CI/CD variables, if you are storing some sensitive value or values which should not be visible to everyone, so not everyone can come here and view these values. Only owner permission person can do it. Okay, so if you know, like if a person have like, so this project like can be used by multiple team members. Okay, so some are developer, some are owner, and some are maintainer. Okay, so these are the roles which GitLab provides. Like when we add a person to our GitLab project, so we can choose these roles. Okay, so only maintainer and above, maintainer and owner can view the values. Okay, but someone have only like reporter or have only developer role, they can't see this settings tab itself. Okay, so there is no question of going inside and see the CI/CD variable. So this is very important thing to remember. Okay, so let's go inside our pipeline and just print these values and see like can we use these values in our pipeline. Okay, so in our pipeline editor we can click pipeline editor and we can see our gitlab-ci.yml file here. Okay, so this is our pipeline, we know like previously we have created. Okay, if you want to test it, test the values, like can we print it, we can do it. Let's do it in tests. Okay, so we want to echo. Okay, we have to refer our variables that we have defined in CI/CD by using $sign, dollar, and test variable 1. Okay, so this is like unmasked variable, and second variable was there which was having masked value. Okay, so let's see like how it will get printed here. Okay, this is true, and then we will commit this, and let's see like what is the value. We can click here also, or we can go through our pipeline also. Let's see view variable pipeline. We can go directly to our pipeline which got triggered by our changes. Now our tests are running. Now we can see like values for our variables have been published. So this is our test one, so which was like unmasked, so we can see the value in clear text. Okay, and this was the value like which we have marked as mask. Okay, so we can't see the value, we can't do the echo, but if but we can use it in our like commands. Okay, take example, we want to log in Docker, and we have kept our credential there, so we can use that credential. But if you try to like echo it, try to print it on console, in that case we will get message like this, we can't see the values directly. So this is how we can use our CI/CD variable. CI/CD variables are available throughout our all the jobs in all the stages. Okay, so good things about it is like we don't have to so we can create global variables in the pipeline level also, but these are like visible text. Okay, so if we try to keep our sensitive data, then in that case we need to checking the code. Okay, and this that values will be clearly visible to all the like people who have access. Okay, so that is not a good practice. To avoid that, we are using CI/CD variables. Okay, so this is very important topic. Thank you. Next topic we will see the caching. Okay, so what is the caching? So caching is a mechanism by using which like we can cache our artifacts or some files which we want to reuse again and again in our same pipeline or in the multiple pipeline. So take example like there is like a naked package we want to install. Okay, or there is a npm packages, node modules, or any other like packages. Like we know like in every language have some dependencies we download before running our program or our running our job. Okay, so those dependencies is not necessary like change from one pipeline to another pipeline. So we want to reduce the time that our job is taking to download the dependencies and using it. Okay, so if we cache that dependency, that means like we don't need to again re-download the same dependencies if there is no changes. Okay, so for that purpose we use cache. Okay, so so syntax for this is like at the global level also you can define. So here we are defining like cache, we are giving the key name, then we are giving the path that we want to cache. So in this case we want to cache our nugget packages. Okay, that is a dependency for .NET program. Okay, so this is the variable which is defining the path. So .nugget like folder which will contain dependencies for .NET this program when we are running .NET restore and packages. Okay, so if .NET folder is available and all dependencies are available in the local working directory, then there is no need of downloading it from the internet, and it will make our pipeline faster. Okay, so we can give different keys here. Okay, right now we have given based on our branch name. Okay, so likewise we can give name based on our job name. Okay, and right now it is at a global level. We can define cache, different cache at a job level also. If you want to cache something which is required for a particular job, in that case we can create cache for that particular job. So right now we are like doing it for nugget package. So nugget package is required as a dependency for all the stages, for build stage, for test stage, and for other stages also. So that's why we have defined cache like this. But if you want to see like in another languages what we can do caching. Okay, so you can see in this like documentation, GitLab documentation for Python, we want to do we want to cache like pip, that is like a package manager for Python. And if we are installing like pip install, so all the dependencies get cache into .cache this particular folder, and we can then use the GitLab caching mechanism to reuse that cache instead of downloading it again and again from the Python package manager like pip website. Okay, so this is one way of for Python. For Ruby again, like so every language have its own like dependency management and where it is downloading and keeping locally. So we can do the caching for that and reuse again and again. So in our case, like you got the idea. And there is, if we go again back to our this code, and it is not like you can cache only one folder. If you have like you want to cache a few things, like you can do like this, like you can define a key. Okay, so consider like in your pipeline you are using Python or npm, yarn, multiple programming languages you are using, and you want to do the caching. So you can define the key path like this, or you can you can have like multiple cache keys and path. Okay, so there is no such restriction that you can do caching only once. If once you done the caching, so every time you are running, like it will download the cache first, and then it will execute your pipeline. And first time if like cache is not present, in that case like it will download from outside from the particular like dependency manager like global website. And but in the subsequent run you will have like faster job run, because it will download it directly from cache. So let's see the example how it is happening, or we can say like we already used this previously. So how it is working, like if you run the pipeline, you can see it is downloading cache. So see here, like checking cache for this particular main protected. Okay, so this is, I think like this is the name of our cache, because we have given the name as commit ref slug. Okay, so that's why it is creating. So for each branch it will have like separate cache, but if you are running the pipeline for the same branch, then it will reuse the cache. Okay, so this is downloading the cache, and after that you can see like it is using the cache and running it. Okay, and at the end, like if there are any changes or any modification, then it recreate the cache and push again back, so that the next time we are running it will reuse it. Okay, so this is the idea. What is the cache? Next topic we will see like approval or we can say like there is a one keyword is there, like its name is like when. Okay, so this is very important keyword that we used in our pipeline like frequently. Okay, so by default like when on success is always true. That means like once like one job is successful, then only the second job will run. Okay, but if like one job is got failed, then the subsequent jobs will not run. But if you want to override this behavior, in that case you can use when. Okay, so one of the value is manual. So manual means like it not automatically start the job, it will wait for the approval. Okay, and then only it will move to the next. Okay, and then the second value is always. Always means like it not bother about like whether the previous job is successful or failure. It will automatically start the particular job. It will not consider the result of the previous job whether it's successful or failure. On failure means like when you give the value like when on failure, that means a next job will run only when the previous job got failed. Okay, delayed, we can use this keyword if you want to delay a particular job run for some time. So basically like normal behavior is next job start immediately when once the previous job succeeded. Okay, and never means like we want like a particular job should not run in any scenario. So in that case we will use never. Okay, so let's see like, and there is one more keyword is there. Okay, so what, so let's begin with first like main manual, then we will see that scenario. Okay, when, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so build step. Okay, let's say like after build test is there, so let's apply manual here so that it will wait for approval. Okay, commit this changes, and let's see the behavior here, what happens. Guys, this is very important keyword. Okay, so it got failed. Let's see what is the reason. Okay, so I got the reason like why it got failed previously. So actually when W was capital, so that's why it was failing. So I made it like small case, and then it got resolved. So if you see here, like let's see the behavior how it looks. Okay, so if you see here, so if you see here like after prepare like this next check like test, it got stopped. Okay, it is not running, it is waiting for like this waiting for approval. Okay, so due to that when keyword. Okay, so this is this is the behavior. Okay, so you need to manually click here, give the approval. Okay, once you give the approval, then only it will start. Okay, so this is what like when equal to manual is there, and then this is the behavior, it will wait for the approval. Okay, so this is what like when is there. So a lot of values are there, like we have seen like on failure, so it will run only when the previous job build job is failed, then only it will run. Okay, default behavior is on success, is the default. Even if you are not mentioning this, it will run on. Okay, and then there is a never also is there. That means like it will never run this particular job. And there is one more thing is there, like consider like you are running this particular build. Okay, um, this particular job you are running, and some due to some scenario like it got failed. Okay, so normal behavior, default behavior is like if the job is failed, so whole pipeline got failed. Okay, so this is normal behavior. But you want to override this. Take example like there is take example like you are scanning this for SAST. Okay, you want to see the result, but based on result you don't want to break the pipeline. Okay, so for time being, okay, normally we break the pipeline, but we don't want to break this pipeline. Okay, so in that case you can like mention on failure. Okay, or let's see what is the actual allow failure. Okay, sorry guys, so this is what like we have to use allow failure. So in this case, like even if this particular job get failed, still it will move to the next job. Okay, and this job will consider the previous job as a success because of this particular configuration. Okay, so this is very important. This is again like very important to keep in mind, like allow failure and when. Okay, so these two configuration. So previously we discussed like there are two keywords are there, like when and allow failure. Okay, so similarly there is one more keyword, important keyword is there, which is like which its name is retry. So retry, and you can give a numeric value. Okay, default value is only 1, but if you can mention 3. So what is this? Like consider like this particular job got failed due to some reason, like consider due to network issue or something, and you think like by retrying this particular job will succeed. Okay, so in that case you can mention a values, and automatically GitLab CI will retry for that many numbers, and see like whether it got pass or not. Okay, if it gets success, then it will automatically move to the next job, but due to some reason it get failed, then it will retry for that number of retries. Okay, so this is very important feature in some cases where we are trying to like get value from APIs or get value from vault or something we are trying which is outside, and there are possibility of uh, network issues or something like which is like intermediate, like it is not fixed. In that case, like using retry is very important configuration. Next important feature we will see, it is job dependencies. Okay, so let's understand what is it. So if you have seen like in previously, like this particular job get stuck for approval, but we have seen like other jobs keep running. Okay, so it was not waiting for the previous job. So how we can change that behavior, so that if this particular job is waiting for approval, others job should not continue running. Okay, others should wait for the particular job, and we want to maintain a sequence. We want like after prepare check should run, after that like deploy should run, and then QA should run, and prod should run. Okay, so we can define a dependency, or consider like this particular stage is there. In this stage, like two jobs are there. Okay, and we want like deploy dev should run after deploy job. Okay, it should not like both are running parallelly. So this is the scenario where we can use this keyword, which whose name is like needs. Okay, let's see like how to define this particular thing. Okay, so there is a, so first is like build. After build we want like test should run. Okay, so what we can do, we can define here its name. So its name is like build, so we can give name build. Okay, similarly we want like deploy should run after test. Okay, it should not immediately start when like test is waiting for approval. So in that case, and this is like we want to give name tests. Okay, ts. Okay, then dev should run, so it should wait for deploy, it should not start immediately. So this deploy and deploy dev both are part of a single stage. I think it is name is deploy dev. Okay, so we want like these two jobs should not run parallelly. We want the sequence. After deploy only deploy dev should run. Okay, and then deploy QA should start after deploy dev. And after deploy QA we want to run deploy prod. So this is how we define the sequence. So let's see like the behavior, how it execute now. And let's see the behavior, new behavior. So there is some error. Let me see like why it is. So after debugging, like I come to know like we have defined a retry equal to 3, but here it is mentioning like it a retry should not go beyond 2, so maximum 2 we can use. So I have fixed that, and now let's see like whether it is working correctly. Yes, it is running now. So let's see like what is the behavior. So if you see here, like previously what happened, like due to approval, it was waiting for our approval, but all other stages start executed immediately. Those like those stages were not waiting for this stage to complete. But now due to needs, we have mentioned the needs, we have defined the dependency, like which job is depend on which job. Because of that, now it is waiting. You can see. Okay, if you want to see the job dependency, there is another tab is here. You can click on that tab and see the lining now. Okay, so it is showing like which job is depend on which particular job. Even deploy and deploy day was part of a single stage, but still now it is showing the flow. Okay, so this is how. If you have like a particular job depend on two different jobs, then it will show like that type of graph, like two jobs and then single job depend on two jobs. So this will be the flow. Okay, so let's click on this. So we will see like this will start executing, and after its successful execution, the next stage will start executing. Meanwhile it is running, we will see like one more concept. So there are few predefined variables are there in GitLab. Okay, so these are very useful predefined variables, okay, that we can use in our CI pipeline. Okay, and that give like lot of values, like consider like a build directory. We want to get the value of the build directory, so we can use like $ci build directory, and it will give the value of the build directory. Similarly, like commit branch, we want to get the branch name, commit branch name, we can use like $ci commit branch. Commit message related to commits, SHA, okay, branch name, concurrent ID, commit title, debug. So lot of variables are there that we can use in our dynamically we can use in our running pipeline and get the value. So lot of like job name, job image, job ID, okay, CI job manual, state name, URL, pipeline ID. So lot of variables are there which help us to like dynamically decide a few values, rules, okay, path, CI project path. So if dynamically we want to create URLs or get value of build directory or current branch name or branch ID, so all those things like CI registry user repository URL. So these are very useful variables are there, which is known as predefined CI/CD variables that we can use anywhere in our GitLab CI. Okay, so let's see like what is the status. Let's refresh it. And now you can see all the jobs are running sequentially. So this is very important. This is needs keyword is very important. Okay, and let's see the next topic. Predefined variables we have seen, retry we have seen, rules we will see like what is the rules, and then we will see the artifacts. So artifact, like I think like in one of the pipelines we have seen like artifacts. So what is the artifact? So consider like after running this test, okay, so some reports has generated, and we want to publish that report in our pipeline. So in that case we can use artifacts. Okay, we can publish a particular artifact. So let's see like if there is any existing example in our project that I can show quickly instead of waiting. So previously, like in one of our demo, we have seen like how to create a container registry. Okay, so in this, like if you go in our GitLab CI, so in this CI, like we have done scanning. container scanning. After scanning this particular trivy we have used as a scanning tool, and it was generating a report. Okay, so we want to publish that report. See, so it is generating, we can see scanning report.txt. but this report, when it got generated, it will be present in that particular job only. It will be not available for future reference, or we can go and check the report after execution, after the pipeline execution. So for that we can use artifact report, and we can publish the artifact. Okay, it is a report, but we can artifact, we can mention the path, and we can give path of any file that we want to publish as a artifact. So if you see the pipeline, this particular jobs pipeline, if you click on these pipelines, and this we can see the artifact of that in future. Okay, so this particular icon in front of a pipeline execution, you can click on this, you can download and view the report in future. It is used for report, it is used for multiple scenarios. It is not just for report. You can publish an artifact in a particular job, and you can get that artifact in another pipeline or another job also. You can download those artifacts whichever you have published, so for that purpose also. So this is the report that got generated in that pipeline. So next important topic we will see rules and workflow. So let's begin with the workflow. So workflow, this is our pipeline. Okay, so workflow we are using to mention when our pipeline should be triggered. Okay, in which conditions our pipeline should be triggered. If you have noticed, our pipeline got automatically executed whenever we are making any modification. Okay, so that is the default behavior. So if you go here, if you want to trigger a pipeline, we click on pipelines, build pipelines. So there are multiple ways to trigger our pipeline. One way is we are doing modification in our code, and automatically pipeline got triggered. So whenever we are pushing our commits, so automatically pipeline get executed. Other ways, we can click from the UI, and we click run pipeline. After run pipeline, we can click, we can choose which branch we want to run this pipeline on, and we can click run pipeline. So this is another way. Other way is by scheduling a pipeline. Okay, if you go down, and there is a option for pipeline schedule. So we can schedule a pipeline to run every day, or a particular day in a time, or after every hour. So that is also possible. We can provide cron expression, and it will trigger automatically. GitLab will take care and trigger the pipeline automatically. So how to create that is create a new pipeline schedule, and after that we can give some description. We can choose the cron expression where this particular pipeline should be executed, and we can choose the time zone, which we can select branch for which this particular schedule should run, and we can override pipeline variables also. Okay, from here, if you want to have a specific requirement, we can create. So likewise, we can create multiple schedules, and it will run automatically by GitLab. And there is one more thing is there, consider we have created this particular GitLab CI, and we want to control how this pipeline should be executed. It should not so we want to create some rules, some guardrails that protect this particular pipeline should be run. So consider this pipeline should not run when anyone is doing checking. So this should not run. This should run only when someone is running MR request. Someone has raised MR request, or someone has set up a schedule. In that case only it should run. So for that we have workflow keyword. Okay, so workflow define when this pipeline should execute. Okay, we can define multiple rules here. So rules can be consider when pipeline source is merge request. So in case of merge request only, this should be run. It should not run in any other scenarios. Or CI commit branch is default branch. This means this pipeline should run only when we are doing commit into main branch. okay, which is currently is a default branch. Okay, this rule, so this is or condition, either this merge request or when someone is doing checking into this. So here like we are defining like when commit title is draft, so title contain drafts, in that case when never means like it should not run in that case. So that is also possible to negate a condition. Okay, so here like when there is a draft keyword present inside the title, it will not run, and this will run only when the merge request has been raised or there is a commit into this branch. So right, so I hope like you understood the concept. Like, so currently like without workflow you make any changes, it automatically run all the flows. So that is what like we want to stop, we don't want that thing. So for that purpose we have workflow, and workflow is applied at the pipeline level. Okay, it is like apply for all the job, all stages. Okay, but consider like you don't want to do this. Okay, you want like particular job should run only for a particular scenario. For that we have rules. Okay, directly we can define a rule a particular job level. So how we can define this is, we can come here, and at the job level we can define rules. Okay, so this is at the job role level. So consider like this is a deploy prod. We want like this particular job should not run for all the pipeline runs. Okay, so there should be some conditions. Okay, so consider like this pipeline should run when this is a main branch. Okay, it should not run for feature branches. So we can define condition like this. Okay, so if this is a main branch, and for other branches like if someone is running running through feature branches, okay, someone has triggered a pipeline for feature branch, it will not run. Okay, so this is what it is defining here. Like it is a merge request. Okay, merge request source branch name. Okay, so here it is saying like if it is a merge request and source branch name is starting with feature, in that case it will wait for manual approval. Okay, it will wait for like approval, someone should approve it, otherwise it will not run. So that is also possible. Okay, and then like it is saying like if source branch name is feature and target branch is default not equal to default branch, so it should not run. So this condition, like we can use and condition also, and here same as in a programming language we have and. Here we are using equal to, this is like a regular expression, it is checking whether like it is starting with feature as a keyword. Okay, branch name, source branch name starting with feature and target branch is not equal to default branch. So in that scenario like it should not run. So this is very important keyword rules which by using which we can control when our job should run. It should not like our job should run in all the scenarios, all the every time. Okay, so by using rules we can control when a particular job should be executed. So this is very important keyword, and workflow keyword which is applicable to complete pipeline, not a specific or single job. It is applicable to all the jobs, all the stages. So thank you guys. I think like we have discussed a lot of advanced topic in this particular demo. I hope it was it is useful, it was useful for you, and it will help you to create a complex pipelines. Thank you guys. Please subscribe and give like to my video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.